Hi, Cooper Glover 1972, back with another video. Part 68, pretty sure. This is going to finish the fourth box. So after this video, there's two more videos. There's going to be the Seinfeld box set, either next or the tour of my DVDs and Blu-rays. So two more videos to go after this one. Well, there'll be more videos after that, of course. You know, my book collection, my poetry, maybe some short storyboards of movies that I want to make, or garage band music. So that's next. I'm gonna plug some of my other stuff while I'm on here. Before I talk about these movies, I'll try to be fairly brief. I'd like to see more hits on my other videos. They're further down, so you have to click more and more down. As you gotta click on when you see the latest video. There's on the upper left. There's uploads or something, downloads. You click on that, you see more below it. If you click on that, you see more below it. So in my collection, for example, I wrote a treatment for a short film that I'd like to make at some point. It's called Cost of Love number 3. And I think with narration, it says with narration. And it's a storyboard of a film that I'd like to make. I use Google Photos. I join them together. I put music, sound effects, and I use voiceover narration to describe what's happening. I took a digital filmmaking class last year. The class decided to do If Dogs Could Talk. Now, I had to go around and find some dogs to take some footage of. I thought If Dogs Could Sing because I know the song Dirty Dog by ZZ Top. So I took that song and put it in different pitches, and it seems like sort of like the dogs are talking. And like I filmed at dog level, and so I did that. I've done garage band music. Most of it's mixed loops. It's not my actual playing. I join different things like guitars and synthesizers, violins, drums, bass, and I do different songs. They're mostly concentrated into one area of my videos, and they're different. They're very different types of music. There's classical, there's techno, jazz, funk, rock. What else? Like Middle Eastern, Asian. So you have a potpourri of a lot of types of music. I also have a few that I sort of compose myself, if you will. One's called The Seeds of Promise, which is half composed by me, like the hitting of the piano keys. I have a MIDI keyboard, so I have these. I have like piano keys, not like a whole piano, but like a part of a piano, and you change the octaves by hitting an octave button, either up or down, so you get different registers of pitch, if I'm talking correctly, because I don't know much about music. Like I don't know what a D minor is, or I've been shown by friends of mine, my cousin, like how it works on a piano, how a guitar works, but I think how a guitar works, some people show me. I don't know. Well, anyways, I've been shown a little on the piano, but in any regard. Then I did another one called Listen to Me Play This Music, which I did on my MIDI keyboard, and it basically sounds it's a guitar, and I played with a pitch wheel, which sort of sounds like if you play a guitar and you bend one of the strings, it goes like that. That's what the pitch wheel does on a MIDI keyboard. And then right next to it has a wheel called modulator. And like if you use a synthesizer, for example, and you hit one of the keys, arpeggiator, synthesizer, something like that. Well, there's both of them. There's synthesizer and there's arpeggiator. If you hit on the key and then you turn the modulation wheel, it'll change the sound. Also, like with synthesizers or arpeggiators or both, when you press the piano key, it can sound different. And not sound different. No. It will keep going. Whereas if you hit like a piano, they have piano on there or guitar. If you hit it once, it just makes one noise. If you hit the arpeggiator, the synthesizer, or both of them, or one of them, I can't remember which one is which. If you just put your finger on just one key, it'll just keep going and going and going. If you add another key to it, you'll add more texture to it. And also, going back to like using existing loops, I also did where I'd have a piano play a certain tune, and then I'd have the guitar play the exact same tune. So I did that. I also have a microphone that I've used in some of my poetry. A few of my poems, I've put images, and I've played with the sound of my voice. Some I haven't played with the sound of my voice, I guess, and but I played around with sound, the sound in my poetry and the visions, and so yeah. So what else was I going to say about the MIDI keyboard? What else? Well, anyways, I did another piece on MIDI keyboard, which is called Harp of the Gods, which shows religious and mythological figures in history. What's the word I'm looking for? Between pictures of canyons. I thought it was Canyons of the Gods, which is another music piece I did on GarageBand, but I screwed it up. But anyways, it's like a 2-minute video. I did a longer one that's like 9 minutes. It's not a video, but this song is like 9 minutes. And I did that on I think it's arpeggiator, not the synthesizer. I just played with the sound. And it sounds pretty cool, even though technically I don't know what I'm doing. So maybe at some point, maybe I'll take music lessons. I don't know. I'd like to know how to play the guitar. I'd love to buy a Fender Stratocaster. You can buy like a Bullet for $100 to $150. Or an Affinity for $200. There's a Guitar Center nearby. I thought of buying one. I have a Kramer that I got from my brother. I think it must be out of tune. Maybe I should just stick with that. I don't know. But I thought I'd let you know about the other stuff I have on my channel. And then I have a poem. Well, there's at least one poem I read on YouTube. That's just me reading it. And I have a whole bunch of poems that I've written over the years. I've been writing mostly poetry, a few other things. I wrote a few feature-length screenplays. I've written a few short films. I've written a few short stories. I don't know if I really got those short stories really well written. I think the word is gloat. Not to gloat, not to be proud of myself, but I did write a play that won the Connecticut Student Playwrights Competition when I was a junior in high school. So people say I'm a good writer. But I've been writing since the early '90s, on and off. My longest writing streak was for a year and a half. 10 of those days I wrote 10 minutes. 5 of those days I wrote nothing. But the rest of that year and a half I wrote for half an hour every day. So, but as to currently, maybe I haven't written for close to a year or something. I have had in the fairly recent past, or even a little further back, I was writing like every day, half an hour a day for a few months, 2-3 months maybe, and then I wouldn't write for 2-3 months. And then like currently, like sometimes I'll write a poem. I won't do it as like a half-hour session. I'll just write it out, and then sometimes I just write, and I just write out whatever I'm thinking, and just not censor myself, and just see what happens. But I've also fairly recently, maybe a few years recently, or maybe a little bit further back than that, I like write the poem, and I edit it as I go along. So, anyways, I'm babbling. But I thought I'd let you know about that, and I also want to say that I know that people are busy. They have they have work, they have school, they have other obligations and entertainments they want to do, and I understand. I mean, I can't watch all. It's impossible even to watch all YouTube videos because there's so many of them. It's possible to watch all movies, but use your judgment. But I'd appreciate more hits, but I understand, And maybe with my channel being called Kubrick Lover 1972, maybe people only really want to see his movie DVD videos, and they really don't want to see GarageBand videos, because if I name myself like let's see, Kurt Cobain 1972 or Jim Morrison 1972, and then I showed GarageBand videos on my on that channel, then people might go to those. But anyways, so that's 11 minutes of me yammering on, but I thought I'd plug my channel a little more and try to get people to give me more hits on those. And also, I know I'm going on, but this is the last thing I'll mention before I show the videos. I also have, you might be wondering, where's Kurosawa, where's Buñuel, where's Hitchcock, where's Fellini, where's, there's a few others, Jean-Pierre Melville, who else? Maybe that's all I can think of. I think there might be one or two others. But you might be saying, where are those guys? I don't see them. They're at the very bottom when I started off a few years back, like 3 years ago. So at any rate, that's it. 12 minutes. That's all I'm going to talk about that. We'll get to the videos now. I mean, the movies. So anyways, here's the first one I picked up from my festival, my local festival I go to. It's called Dear Governor Cuomo. It's about fracking. It has Mark Ruffalo in it. It has Natalie Merchant. And they're campaigning to make sure that Governor Cuomo doesn't frack in New York State because, fracking has become a controversial issue, and other states have had incidents with, drinking water not being good for people because of chemicals from the ground, and then maybe some others say, well, I don't know. Some others might say that fracking might not really be a problem, but fracking has been a problem, I think, in the state of Oklahoma or Kansas. They've had a lot of earthquakes there, so. But at any rate, that's one about fracking. So, anyways, next up we have, let's see. I think I got this at the Tribeca Film Festival. I think this was it's called Collateral Murder, Afghan War Diary, leaked from within the U.S. military in 2010. Yeah, I think I got this at the Tribeca Film Festival. And the way I got this, I think I approached the filmmaker. I asked him, could I have a copy of that film? And he gave me one. So I think that's where I got this. I haven't gone to Tribeca in a few years. I haven't gone there for a few years, basically due to money issues. But I have gone there quite a bit. I've been there like maybe 9 times or something like that. I went there either the first or second year it was in existence. The following 2 years, that was 2005, 2006 and 2007, or at least 2006, I didn't go. 2006 I couldn't go because my father was in the process of passing away, and I had to deal with that. But a little after that, a few years later, I went to the Tribeca Film Festival. So, yeah. So I've seen some celebrities there, like Martin Scorsese. I saw him in an auditorium. I couldn't approach him. I was in the balcony. He's talking about how he uses popular music in his movies and classical music. And then I've met Walter Murch there. I've seen Howard Shore there. In further years, I haven't really gone to see celebrities there because, like the Scorsese one, I almost didn't make it in because they had sold out of. I didn't have a credit card back then, and um, I didn't have a internet. And I called there. The tickets were sold out, but I could wait and stand in line. I was one of the few people that managed to get in there and see him. But in the following years, I would see just other filmmakers, not big names like Scorsese or Murch or Shore, but um, and me or friends of mine that would go with me. We would go down on a weekday instead of a weekend because you had a better chance of getting a ticket, and we'd go like during the afternoon and see some films. Like we like to see the short movies. We really enjoy those. So, anyways, I'm babbling. Okay, so next up, I haven't seen this movie. It went up against Crash, and Crash won that Best Picture that year. And I think Crash was one of the worst movies ever to win a Best Picture. It was such a pretentious movie, such self-aware of itself. It's talking about racism, but it's so in your face, and it's not very subtle. Not that it should be subtle. I don't know. It just doesn't work. It's kind of hitting you over the head and not being just preachy. It's kind of preachy, That's not to be confused with the other Crash movie by David Cronenberg. That's a different story. But and the other Best Picture nominee I thought didn't deserve it was Chicago, because I think maybe as a Tony-winning play, I understand, but as a movie, it was just dull, and I fell asleep during some of it, and I was tired, and I'm glad I fell asleep because I hated that movie. And that's 2 hours of my life I'd like back, because even I like watching bad movies, but Chicago, God, I hated that movie. Brokeback Mountain with Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger, directed by Ang Lee. Directing from the heart, Ang Lee. Scripted screen interviews with Larry Murtry and Diane Afsana, sharing the story and the making of Brokeback Mountain and more. And the Larry McMurtry, he won screenwriting for this film the year it was nominated in the Oscars. So this next film's from the festival again. The local festival I go to. Five Friends. Just another video of a guy who's about his friendships with other men. Next up we got. I guess I like this film. I just couldn't hear it very well, and they say it's a pretty good movie. Brad Pitt and Casey Affleck in the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. It's a good movie. I couldn't hear all the dialogue. Maybe I should put on the closed captions. I played loud music in my past, like when I was running, used to run, and I put earbuds in, and I'd play my boombox high. But can't go back and change that, Have to make the best of it. Cardboard Bernini, another film for the festival. This guy made a cardboard sculpture of the Bernini fountain. I think it's called the Bernini fountain, and then he puts it out in the outdoors near an art museum nearby here, and just lets the rain dissolve it. So that's what that's about. Okay, so next up, this is a movie. It says banned since 1983. He whips out a sword and relieves his victims of their heads. I do not know. I bought this at a store in New York City. I'm not sure if it's a what's that word I'm looking for? A bootleg. It's called Shogun Assassin. But anyways, I have no idea, because because I think it loops. When you watch the end of the film, it loops. I only watched a portion of this, I believe, so I noticed it was looping. This next one is it's a horror movie, Teresa's unrated cut. I don't know anything about this. I guess it's like a gore movie. It's got extended unrated version, exclusive special effects, a featurette, audio commentary with director John Stockwell and producer Kent Cabana. Deleted scenes. Okay, Canera. Anyways, that's Teresa's or what? Teresa's. Yeah, I like this movie. Oh, wait a minute. Where's that other? Oh no, I don't have that movie. This is a good movie, The Duchess, with Keira Knightley. And Ralph Fiennes, Charlotte Rampling, Dominic Cooper, Haley Atwell. She marries the Ralph Fiennes character. I think it's more of a arranged marriage. He loves somebody else, and he has affairs with all these other women, and she doesn't see the problem of her as well having an affair with another guy. But it's sort of looked down upon. So that's what this movie's about. But I love these costume pictures, these period films like Barry Lyndon and The Duelists, but like I said, I love the sword and sandal movies too, ancient Rome, ancient Egypt, ancient Persia, ancient Greece, ancient Babylon, So this next one, I should have bought the NC-17 version. The wrap's still on it. I don't know why. Dumb me. I don't know why I bought it. It's not that I don't want the film. I rather watch the unrated movie, the unrated version. It says R-rated film not seen in theaters. So I don't know. Maybe this is supposed to be the one that you don't see at the theaters. But it's still R-rated. I don't know if I should get rid of it. I don't know what to do with it. Lust, Caution. Directed by Ang Lee. But I would like to see it the way it's meant to be seen. So I don't know what to do about this. This next one, I mentioned the Badass movie, the docudrama about Mario Van Peebles reenacting his father's film, and that's this film, Sweetback's Badass Song, first blaxploitation film, sort of a action movie. Black revolutionary, followed by two white cops. Top grossing independent films, and mushroomed to $10 million at the box office. But Badass, the docudrama shows you how they went about getting this film made. So, but here it is, the first blaxploitation film, and it stars Melvin Van Peebles and directed by him as well. This next one, I have the original one with directed by David Lynch, on tape. I do not like that movie. This film, I don't know if I'm that wild about it, but I got it because it was just cheap. So it's got Susan Sarandon in it. Children of Dune. I did watch this. It's okay. I'm not wild about it. I did watch the other Dune too, the one with William Hurt, and who else was in that? I can't remember, and I've seen the David Lynch one, which I just think is awful. This next one is directed by Alfonso Cuarón, if I'm not mistaken. Trying to find his name here. It's got 3 hours of special features. Gravity. At that time, I didn't have a Blu-ray player, so who knows what the Blu-ray has that the DVD doesn't. But experience the meticulous innovation necessary to create the world of zero G, witness the physical and emotional demands Sandra Bullock endured on set, journey with Alfonso Cuarón through 4 years of filmmaking to the farthest boundaries of cinema. Yeah. And this film only features a few people in it. You know, it's not like a cast of thousands or something like that. But it's one of the best films of that year, I think. And it's great because, you know, it's using less people and not, well, I love films with lots of people in them, like Lawrence of Arabia, you know, or, I don't know, what's another film? La Dolce Vita. It's not the fact that it has more people or less people in it. It's just I find it interesting. I find this a very interesting film because it's using not many people in it. It's still compelling viewing. So I guess that's how I would put it. Next, this is the third in the series. The first everybody loved, I would say. The second one was okay, not too bad. But I don't know if everybody likes the third one. It's not directed by Steven Spielberg, but it's Jurassic Park 3. It's directed by, who directed this? Joe Johnston, who worked for ILM. Maybe he still does. I don't think he does, and it shows you a whole bunch of things like the making of Jurassic Park 3, feature commentary with special effects team, new dinosaurs of Jurassic Park 3, tour Stan Winston's studio, a visit to ILM, witness 20 different stages, and an exclusive rare step-by-step look at the computer graphics created by ILM, dinosaur turntables, a spectacular three-dimensional look at the 12 dinosaurs created for the films, behind the scenes, storyboard of final feature companion, Jurassic Park 3 archives, theatrical trailer, Montana finding new dinosaurs, a special visit to paleontologist Jack Horner's dinosaur dig with never before seen footage. It's got DVD-ROM, but that's useless now, I guess. And it's got pterodactyls, which are kind of interesting. New slant on that, and you got another kind of dinosaur that's kind of interesting. I guess Jurassic World wasn't too bad too. It wasn't too bad. Yeah, that was pretty entertaining, I'd say. But anyways, so now we reach the last two DVDs, and then after that will be another video of Seinfeld, either after this or the one after the tour. So, and that will those will be the last two in these series of entire DVD Blu-ray collection. But this is a double feature on this disc. It's both star Christopher Lee. One's called Torture Chamber, the other one's called Dracula and His Brides. The one that says Dracula and His Brides has Peter Cushing in it. So I'm not sure if these are original Hammer movies. I'm not quite sure on that. I've seen people show those Hammer box sets. I guess maybe one of them or some of them are can only be shown on region-free players because they're British box sets. But I find those interesting. I don't really know tons about Hammer movies, but yeah, I bet they'd be pretty entertaining. And another horror film, Haunting in Connecticut. Let's see. I think these people, the Warrens, who are, I don't know if they're alive still. They were paranormal, or still are paranormal people, like a Ghostbuster kind of thing, and they would come to your house and see if you had ghosts. And I went to see these people at the Holiday Inn in this many years ago, a few decades back, and they had a slideshow and they were showing like orbs in a room But for me now, I think that's a bunch of hogwash. I don't buy into those things. But yeah, some people came to see it, and I don't know. I think this was about them, the Warrens, the husband and wife. So yeah, I don't know much about this. Um, yeah, if you know if the Warren couple was featured in this movie, I think maybe it's a docudrama. Let me know, because I'm not quite sure on that. Some of this sticker is covering the stuff here. Maybe I can find out by, yeah, here we go. I'll just pull the wrapping out, well, the jacket out, and we can see. Maybe they're not involved with this. I don't know. Maybe I heard that, though, that they're featured in this movie, people playing them or whatever. All right, so that's it. So that's only two more. So we got Seinfeld, the box set. We got the tour of the room. Either that way or the other way around. And those will be the last two videos, the entire DVD and Blu-ray collection. And we'll do other things like books, poems, GarageBand, whatever. Okay. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate all of you watching, giving me comments. I guess when I started off doing these videos on YouTube, I was saying to myself, well, do I sound awkward or not very articulate? Or I think in a few videos here, I've sort of stumbled along and sort of groped for words, but for the most part, I think I'm doing all right. But I just like to share my collection and show you what I have. And I enjoyed watching a lot of your videos as well. People I'm talking to basically are DVD collectors that I watch, DVD and Blu-ray collectors. There's a few other channels I watch, a few atheist people I watch, music people, filmmaking channels. Trying to remember if I have any others. Young Turks here and there, secular talk here and there. Watch Mojo, I look at that somewhat sometimes. Cinefex, they're like Watch Mojo, you know, a 10 top 10 list, but they focus more on they focus on movies, and I think they're sort of better at articulating as to why each film they choose in the top 10 is why it's good. But because in Watch Mojo, sometimes I just think they don't really have great explanation as to why, not just movies, but everything they cover, like music and other things. They don't sound very articulate and erudite or whatever. And then other videos, they kind of do, I'd say, Watch Mojo. But yeah, so anyways, I'm babbling, I know. Maybe you're finding this entertaining. Let me know. Anyways, I'm going on and on and on. Really appreciate all of you for watching, for looking at my videos. I can't tell you how I love talking to you guys and hearing from you guys and all that. So, all right, I'll stop now and I'll say goodbye. Okay, so I'll see you in the next two videos. Okay, bye.